right, writers, we have finished the first section of our narrative unit. So each writing unit is composed of 3 different sections, and we switch our focus with each section. So in the first section, we were finding ideas with how do I create story starters? How do I come up with ideas to write a story? So we were thinking in our narrative writing of a person or place and listing small moments. We were thinking of turning points and listing small moments. We were thinking of feelings, listing strong small moments. And then we were becoming inspired by authors and changing our writing based off of that. After that, as we were drafting, we were thinking of some strategies to raise the level of our narrative writing. We were dreaming the dream of a story, and we were telling the story from the inside of it. And then yesterday, you chose a story, and we took ourselves through the checklist, because that checklist is what I will be using at the end of this unit to grade your final writing pieces. So starting today, we are only working with one writing piece. After your selection today, and we actually selected yesterday, with that selection, you don't get to choose another story. You don't start another story. You don't finish another story. You just work with the story we choose today, or the one you chose yesterday. So make sure whatever you're choosing, it's a story that you want to work with until November 9th. That's the next 3 weeks that we're going to be working with this story. So today we're going to start a new path, or the new bend in our writing unit, which is taking this story and finishing it and revising it and taking it through the writing process. We're going to choose one seed idea, one story from our notebook, and we are going to work with it for the rest of this unit. So I want to show you what I did here. I have my writing notebook, and this is why you have your paper clip. So far in our writing notebooks, we have a lot of writing. I decided the story that I want to work with the entire time is the story, my turning point story, the last time I sang with Vesta Voices. So what I did is I took my paper clip, and I'm going to clip all of these together, everything before it, so that when I open my notebook, it opens right to the page. So don't do anything yet. So I'm going to show you what my notebook looks like. I open it, and then I've got this big bundle of papers clipped together, so that when I open it, here's the story that I'm going to grow for the rest of this unit. Yesterday we all worked through a checklist, and you should have chosen a story. I'd like for us to continue with that story, but if suddenly you're realizing, no, I don't want to do that one anymore, you can make a switch, but I'd prefer if it stays the same. So what you can do is all the papers before your selected story, please clip them together so that when you open, this is the story that we're working with. Please take 30 seconds. So when this gets to 6, clip it together. Go ahead. Clip it together. It's okay to have pages after it. You just want to be able to open up right to it. 15 more seconds to clip those together. Make sure the story is a personal narrative. It is a true story of something that happened in your life. So not the Minecraft or the Five Nights at Freddy's stories.
Can it be about a game that I played?
A time that you played a game, yes.
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Class. I see one listening face. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Class.
Yes.
If you didn't get a chance to clip it, you will as soon as we go back to our seats. So, starting today, for the rest of this unit, we are done writing in our notebooks. So, from now on, because this is the part where we write it, and then we rewrite it, and then we rewrite it, we're going to work a lot with this one story. a lot of different versions, a lot of different copies. From now on, all of that work is going to happen right here. So when you get to your desk today, we are going to start typing. So everybody will be able to click published narrative story. Just like last time, I put a heading for you. So you need to type in, you'll delete just this line and type in whose name? Your name. Class.
Yes.
Classity class.
Class.
Boy, I really can't be silly in here, can I? I guess not. Class.
Yes.
You will leave published narrative story. So do you change that line?
No.
Do you stop? Do you change the date? No. Can you change your title? Yes. And then you start typing here. I even indented for you. So you're going to start typing today. What's really cool is that I'm going to be able to see, even if you delete something, I'll be able to see if you delete something. I'll be able to see everything that you change, everything that you retype. I get to see it all. So even if you delete something, I'm still going to be able to see it. So every single version of this story is now going to be on the computer instead of it in your notebook, because we'll be writing long and strong. So let me show you what I did. I took my story and I started typing. So today we are, the sound effects are really, really distracting and frustrating. Thank you. I see a lot of people who are trying to be role models. I took my paper clipped story. Today I copied down what I had and then I finished it. Writers, when they sit down and write Fast and Furious, they usually write pages and pages and pages and they finish a draft because it's just a draft. Today is still a draft. The due date on this is not until November 9th. So we're not handing them in until November 9th. We keep on working with it. That's when grades go into the grade book for report cards. I'm going to have you put your hand down for now because this is the I talk time. I'll come back to you later. So, I changed my name. I left published narrative story. I left the date and I changed the title to The Last Concert. So I'm going to go ahead and read through this. I remember the last time I sang with Vestal Voices. If somebody's trying to talk to you, please make sure you keep your focus up front. I remember the last time I sang with Vestal Voices. I was 18 years old and it was my last year of high school. All my life I was a musician. I loved to play piano and I loved to sing. I loved standing on the risers with the singers around me. I loved that the singers around me felt like family. I loved cadence, the heat of the stage lights. Standing here with Vestal Voices felt like home. It had been home for the past 3 years. I put on my green robe one more time. We all wore green choir robes, and every time I put it on, it felt like an honor. I gave it one last zip, found my spot in line, and walked to the risers. I was soaking in every last moment, every step, every creak of the riser, every glance into the audience. I thought nothing will be like this again. Just then, my neighbor grabbed my hand as if he knew I was letting this moment sink in. With that, everyone held hands to create one unified sound and one unified chorus. Like he always says, Mr. Powell looked out at us with a smile. He pointed to his heart, then to his head. We all thought, heart on fire, brain on ice, as he pointed. He was telling us not to think about the music anymore, just to feel it with your heart. He said this before every concert. The first few songs were a blur. I don't even remember what we sang, but I know we were perfect that night. Every note, every harmony, they all blended together and wrapped us tight in a warm blanket of music. As we approached the last song, I was starting to become emotional. This was the end. This was really the end. Through the tears that were welling in my eyes, I somehow was still able to voice the lyrics. I sang, "Oh Shenandoah, I long to see you, away you rolling river." These lyrics spoke to me. Just like in the song, I knew I would long to see this group again, to hear this group again. Yet I was bound away because it was time to move on. I'll never forget the things I learned in Vestal Voices. I was part of something much bigger than myself. I was one person who helped create something beautiful. Together we listened, we worked, we cried, we became angry, we learned. So today your goal is to copy down what you've written and finish it. Doesn't have to be perfect. I even found a typo in there. I said groups again instead of group again. That's okay. Because today is about writing fast and furious to get your draft done. Yep, just your draft. These are not handed in until November 9th because we still have like 15 lessons on this typed piece. Okay? So, today, I'll take your question in a second. Today, it's important to maintain silence for those who are typing fast and furious. So we are silent. We are listening to your thinking for the part of the story that makes a sound in your heart. So you are making sure you are writing, put yourself in that moment, write with emotion. Replay your small moment over and over again, just like a movie in your mind, so that you can get every last detail in there. So we're trying to replay a small moment, not an entire day. My small moment was 1 hour. That's it. It was just a 1 hour concert. So you want to replay that moment over and over again. As you replay the moment in your mind, you're listening, you're watching, you're trying to remember anything you struggle to recall. If you do forget something, make it up. It's okay to fluff these a little bit because the base of the story is true. So if you can't remember something somebody said exactly, you can make something up. That's okay. And then create something that feels right. So keep on typing. If you don't get to start today, we are going to be working on these for the next 3 weeks. So we will be working on these for the next 3 weeks. So it's okay. Everybody will have time to type. Maybe it's not always the full time, but everybody will have time each day. So we had some hands up, and then I'm going to let us go. I'm also going to stop the video now. When you get to your seat, you're opening up Google Docs, and you are getting to work, okay?